Welcome to Smart Quiz Builder. My name is Veena Prashant. I'm the creator of this plugin. Smart Quiz Builder is the world's most powerful, customizable, and easy to use quiz and survey plugin for WordPress. Now, Smart Quiz Builder supports so many different types of quizzes that what I want to do today is take you to the back end and show you different types of quizzes you can create and what each one of these quiz type really means. When you should be using what type of quiz. If you have not used quizzes before and you're not familiar with different types of quizzes, this video will help you with that. All right. So I'll take you to the back end and show you different types of quizzes and when you should be using what type of quiz. The Smart Quiz Builder is actually very intuitive, very easy to use, and everything is like step by step. You will see when you're creating a quiz, everything is logically arranged. So once you're clear about what type of quiz you want to create, the rest of the steps is actually really easy. So let me take you to the back end to show you different types of quizzes you can create using Smart Quiz Builder. A quiz has 4 main sections: start screen, questions and answers, and then the lead generation, and then the outcome. That's a typical quiz flow, right? Where people see the start screen, they take the quiz button, they are sent to the question screen, they can answer one or more questions, pick one or more answer choices, and then they are sent to the lead generation screen where they can opt in or they can skip opt in. And after they opt in, you can send them to the right outcome based on their responses, based on their answers, right? Now, type of quiz you select will play a key part in the outcome they see and the type of outcomes you can create and send them to. So we'll get to that in a bit. Now, before I start, just want to say here are a few helpful resources for you. Number one, my YouTube channel. It has a whole bunch of videos there that I think you'll find very useful, especially if you use SQB as your quiz plugin. So I highly recommend that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, as this way you will be notified when I publish new videos, and you can search and find videos on so many different topics. And number two, if you need help with quiz building, we also offer quiz building services. This is part of our VIP package that we offer from another one of my sites called Membership Site Challenge. And you can check it out there. You will also find my free courses there. You can also join my Facebook group for latest news and updates, and you can go to smartquizbuilder.com/group. It will redirect you to my Facebook group. And for any support issues, just open a support ticket, and you can open a ticket at smartquizbuilder.com/support. So today what I want to show you is different types of quizzes you can create and when you should be using what type of quiz. A quiz in SQB has just some simple steps to set up the quiz. The first step is basic settings, where you can give your quiz a name, description, and here is where you got to make the decision and select the right type of quiz for whatever it is that you want to do, right? Depending on your main goal, what exactly you're trying to accomplish, you got to select the right quiz type. So I'm going to explain to you when you should be using each one of these quiz types. Also, if you click on this icon here, right, it will open this site pop-up where we have described each one of these quiz types in detail, right? What it means and how you can set it up, and documentation link as well, and a demo link as well, right? So you'll find all the information you need right there. So we have made it really easy to learn more about each one of these quiz types. And then based on your specific needs, you can select the right quiz type. Today, in this video, I'm going to just make it easier for you to make that decision, in terms of what type of quiz you should use. All right, but before I do this, let me quickly walk you through the quiz creation steps in SQB. This is not a detailed walkthrough, but I just want to make sure that you understand, what these different tabs are and how you can easily create a quiz in SQB. First thing is give your quiz a name, description, and select the type of quiz. Pretty much all of the quizzes have the same steps. All right. Display settings is where you can configure different options for your quiz. You can turn on and off different settings, and you can enable different options. There's so many different options in Smart Quiz Builder. What I recommend you do is just use all of the default options initially when you're setting up your quiz, and take a look at it and see how it looks like in the front end. And then you can come back to the back end display settings of your quiz, and then you can update the settings. Otherwise, there are so many different settings that you don't have to learn all of this right away. You just have to use the defaults initially. The only 2 things I would say you should pay attention to when you're creating a new quiz is, number 1, lead generation. If you do not want users to opt in to see their result, turn this off. But if you want them to opt in to see their outcome, this needs to be enabled, and by default it is enabled. If you want to display your questions before the opt-in, then this is the option that should be used after the question screen, which means users will see the questions and then the opt-in, and this is the default. But if you want users to first opt in and then you want to display your questions and then the outcome, select this option. And the other thing you need to do here is connect with your email platform. So if you want users to be added to your email platform, select this option. And then you can select whichever platform you want to connect to, and it's going to show you a drop down of all the actions, add, and then select type to list. And then you can select the list to which you want to add users, right? Here you cannot assign tags because you can assign tags in the outcome screen because you can assign different tags for different results, different outcome. You can also assign answer level tags in the question screen, where for each question you can give them a different tag. So tag assignment happens here for your quiz. But the connection to a list, when you're creating your quiz, you can connect it to the right list in your email platform right here. And what will happen is when users complete the quiz, SQB will add users to the right list in your email platform. So you can do that here. So that's one thing you need to pay attention to. Now, you don't have to do this at the time you're setting up your quiz initially. You can always do this later. And the other thing is the template. There are 8 different templates and we'll be adding more. And all of these templates are fully customizable. So depending on how you want your quiz to look, you can select any one of these templates. You can click on preview to see how it looks, right? And based on that, you can decide which one you want to use. Now, I'll tell you this. My preference is template 5 and template 7. I typically use these 2 templates because I like focus mode, meaning I like full width templates, and I like my quiz to take over the entire screen so that there is no distraction and people are paying full attention to the quiz they are taking. So these 4 templates will work really well if you want a full width template. If you want your quiz to take over the entire screen, then these are great for that. If you want to display your quiz in a pop-up, template 1 through 4 are better options. You can still use 5 through 8, but these are wide and big templates and it will not really look good in a pop-up. So if you want to do a pop-up, use these 4 templates, but if it's in page where it's not showing up in a pop-up, even if it's not full width, you can use any one of these templates. Again, my favorites are template 5 and template 7, but you can use any one of these templates, whichever ones you like. Different people use different templates. You can preview it and see how each one of these templates look and then decide based on that. You can see here, this is template 7. This is another amazing template. So many different customization options. Each one of these templates are fully customizable in the backend. All right, anyway, so this is step number 2. The first thing is basic stuff. Quiz name, description, type of quiz. Second step is pick different options, configure different options. So I'm going to select template 5, save and next. You can see this is how it looks by default, right? And all of these things that you see here, it's all fully customizable. The overall width of this template, the inner width, which is this section, and the colors and everything. We also have a global setting. If you want to set the heading, font and the colors and all of that at global level, but for this quiz where all the screens in the quiz uses the same type of font and font family, just use the global theme, right? Enable it, it's going to show up at the top, and you can adjust the color, the font size, all of that right here. All right, so this is the outcome screen, and here currently I have 1 outcome. You can add as many outcomes as you want. And this is a personality quiz, so you can connect your answers to the right outcome in the question screen. So here everything is customizable. You can add your outcome. All right, so this is a question screen, and here you can add as many questions as you want. You can use different layout for your questions and add as many answer choices as you want. Here, for example, say that you have 4 different answer choices. You can use a 2-column layout to show it like this. Everything is fully customizable. Enter your question here, and you can type in the answer here, all right? So, and different types of questions are right here. You can see all different types of questions that you can add is here. Now, after you add your questions, then you can go to the next step. So I'm going to explain this to you, what does connect to outcome and skip mapping really means. This is a personality quiz, which means you can map answer choices to a specific outcome. But you can also skip mapping, which means some of the questions you can just have it there just to collect feedback. You don't have to map it to any outcome. I'll get to this in a bit, but you can do that here. Now, lead generation is where you can get people to opt in, and if you do not want opt-in, then you can turn that off in display settings. And also, even though you have an opt-in form, you can allow them to skip opt-in. They can click on this to skip opt-in. All right. And everything is fully customizable here, and you can add custom fields and all of that here. And notifications, if you want to receive an email when someone completes your quiz, you can enable admin notification. If you want to send your students an email when they complete the quiz, you can enable this and you can send all kinds of details in the email. And shortcode, if it's a WordPress site, publish this on a WordPress page, and if it's not a WordPress site, you can use the embed code. Now SQB is a plugin for WordPress, which means you do need a WordPress site to install and create your quizzes, but once you have created it, you can publish it even on a non-WordPress site using the embed code. If it's a WordPress site, use the shortcode, it will work better on a WordPress site. But if it's not a WordPress site, you cannot use the shortcode. In that case, use the embed code. So that's it. That's all you have to do to create a quiz in SQB. As you can see, everything is logically arranged. So all of these types are here, right? So now let's take a quick look at what these types are and what it really means and when you should be using what type of quiz. Because when you create your quiz, you got to pick the right type before you get started. All right. So personality quiz. So when you click on this icon here, it will explain to you what this type means. And as you can see, it says personality quizzes are the most common type of quizzes. There are no right or wrong answers in these type of quizzes. The way a personality quiz works is that you place people into a specific personality type. And to do that, you need to know the different types for your business, for whatever it is that you do, whatever is your quiz helping them with. So first you need to create different types, different outcomes, different buckets, different groups, whatever you want to call it. They're all the same. So first you need to identify the different types or the different outcomes. And if you don't do that, you cannot create a personality quiz without being clear about that, without being clear about your main goal. So once you know exactly the different types or different personality types, then what you can do is you can ask people a series of questions to learn more about them, what they want, what they need, what their preferences are, what their pain points are, what their main challenges, and then based on their answers, you can place them in the right group, right, based on the answers. So the way SQB works is when someone picks an answer, based on your settings in the backend, it will know which outcome it's related to, that answer, right? Because you can do outcome mapping. And you can let SQB know this answer means that it's this outcome for them. But it doesn't just decide based on one answer. So what you can do is you can connect your questions. So what you can do is you can select multiple questions in this decision-making process. You can say, when someone picks this answer to this question, then this is the outcome they are closely related to, right? You don't know yet for sure if that is their outcome type because you don't want to decide based on just one question. In most cases, you don't want to decide based on just one question, even though you can. But in most cases, in a personality quiz, you can ask them a series of questions and you can use multiple questions to figure out their outcome, right? Because you want to be as precise as possible when you're revealing their outcome type. So SQB gives a point to each selected answer choice, and at the end, whichever outcome type ends up with the most points is their outcome type. And SQB will say, this is your outcome type. This is your main outcome type, right? This is rank 1. And so there are so many different things you can do with a personality quiz. SQB has the most features and it allows you so many different things with a personality quiz. For example, you can set up branching logic, conditional logic in SQB quiz funnels page where you can say if they pick this answer, show them this next question. If they pick this answer, show them this next question. You can do that using SQB quiz funnels branching logic builder. And then the other thing you can do is you can set up advanced rules in the SQB outcome screen where you can say that if they select this answer, it doesn't matter what other answers they pick, right? I still want them to complete the quiz. I don't care about what other answers they pick, but because they selected this specific answer, I always want them to see a specific outcome. You can do that using the advanced rules. You can say, if they pick this answer, always show them this specific outcome. It doesn't matter what the branching logic is or what other calculations are. I want SQB to skip all other calculations and always show them this specific outcome because they picked this answer. You can do that. You can assign tags and you can display tag-based content on the outcome screen. If you want to assign answer tags, all you have to do is in the display settings of your quiz, first step is to enable answer tags. You'll find it here. Make sure it's enabled. The next thing you have to do is in the question screen, select the question where you want to assign tags to the answer choices. And here, these are the answer choices, question 5, and I want to assign tags. If they pick this answer, I want to assign a tag called list. So to do this, you have to click on this dot 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 here, add tags, and assign the tag. I have assigned it. If you want to create a new tag, click on create new tag. It will show you all the existing tags. You can select an existing tag or add a new tag here, and it will be assigned to the selected answer choice. For example, in this case, all of the above, if they pick this answer choice, I want to give them all of the tags that are there. So if they pick that answer, you can see here I have assigned several tags here. So if someone picks all of the above, they're going to get all of these tags. So that's step number 2, right? Step 1, enable answer tags. Step 2, the question screen, assign the right tag. And the next thing you have to do is on the outcome screen, all you have to do is for each one of your outcomes where you want to display tag-based content, select the outcome and go down wherever you want to display the tag-based content, enter this shortcode there. Now, if you're wondering where to get it from, under the personalization section of your outcome, you will find all the tags that are available that you can use. So here you will find tags and you can say show all of the user tags. SQB will display all the tags the users get when they complete the quiz, right? So if you have assigned different tags to different answer choices, depending on all the tags they get, SQB will display tag-related content, but only relevant to the tags they get. Or you can just display specific tag level details using that, right? So I use show all user tags. It just means that all the tags a specific user gets, depending on their answers, they're going to see details related to that tag, all right? Step 4, you need to set up your tag content, and you can do that in the settings page. So this is the settings page. Advanced setting, you will find tag content here. So for example, if they get list as their tag, this is the content that they are going to see. Another thing you can do is in the quiz settings, under background color, you can set up tag background. So SQB will display a section for each one of the tags users get. You can apply a color to that background so it stands out on your outcome screen. You can assign color and you can also adjust the width of that tag section. Let me show you how it looks in the front end. So this is the quiz and I have assigned tags. Let me show you how it looks. So I'm just going to pick some random answers here. This is the question I use for deciding what tags they get. So I'm going to pick this one and I assign 2 different tags. I'll show you on the outcome screen what it looks like. You can see here, this is the outcome screen and this is the tag-based content, right? So this is the regular content I have entered on the outcome screen, but this is the tag-based content. I have assigned the background color. This is because they got list, so I'm explaining to them what this really means for them. And this is another tag they got, and this is educational content. They are interested in educational quizzes. I have some information here that will help them with that type of content. You can also allow them to download certificate, but that's a completely different feature we have in SQB, right? You can also show different outcomes they got. You can say this is your rank 1 outcome, this is your rank 2 outcome, this is your rank 3 outcome, right? And you can also display a chart with outcome level breakdown and show them a bar chart or a spider chart with all the details. You can also allow your users to download a fully personalized PDF report of their outcome. So there are so many different options we have. We have documentation for each one of this. So here are some examples of different types of personality quizzes. Which country should you live in? What type of course should you create? Right? What type of membership site should you create? What type of quizzes should you build? What job fits you the best? Which dog is right for you? As you can see, hopefully it's now clear when you should be using a personality quiz and what you can do with a personality quiz. So now let's take a look at assessments and scoring quizzes. So let's click on this eye icon next to assessment, and you can see an assessment quiz is one where you can test a person's knowledge on a particular topic, such as membership sites, online courses, marketing, SEO, whatever it is that you teach, you can add a test. And the way it works is each question has a correct answer. And the final outcome is based on the total number of correct answers. It's not based on points like a scoring quiz. It's just based on total number of correct answers. And that's it. That's an assessment quiz. So if you want to test someone's knowledge in a specific topic, and if you want to see how many correct answers they got, and you can say you got 3 out of 5 correct. You got 10 out of 20 correct. If you want to do that kind of calculation, you can use an assessment quiz. So let me show you an example of this. So for example, this is an assessment quiz. How much do you actually know about online marketing? I'm going to edit and show you my settings. All right, you can see the type is assessment. I'm going to click on display settings. This is in-page quiz, start screen. This is how it looks. How much do you actually know about online marketing? You can add a GIF or a video or image, whatever you want, or you can skip start screen, question screen. There are 5 different questions. And here you can see the main thing is I have checked this because this is the correct answer. And here I have checked this because this is the correct answer. This is a single choice question and this is the correct answer. You can have more than one correct answer, by the way. And that is only if it's a multiple choice question. In a single choice, they can only pick one answer. So this is the correct answer. You can check the box next to the correct answer. That's number 1. And then you can enter correct answer message. They're going to see this message if they answer it correctly. And if it's not correct, they will see this message. And where you display this message, whether you want to show it after they answer each question, or if you want to show it at the end on the final outcome screen, that you can control in the display settings. So let me show you this. You can say correct answer display. Do you want to display correct answers? Yes. Where do you want to show it? You want to show it after each question, or do you want to show it only on the final results page? You can configure that here. The other thing you can do is outcome. And here you can see I have configured it to show it based on range, which means correct answer range. And that's what I recommend because you can see here, if they get a 0 to 1 correct answer, they're going to see this. The number of correct answers they get is between 2 and 3, then they're going to see this. So I don't have to create one outcome for every single possible correct answer. That'll be too much, right? If they can get, for example, up to 100 correct answers, you don't want to create 100 different outcome screens. Using a range, you can send them here as long as the number of correct answers they get is within that range. So that's what I have done here. Lead generation, regular stuff, and that's it. All right. That's how you can do an assessment quiz. There are a lot more options with a scoring quiz. So let me show you that now. Now let's talk about scoring quizzes. Now scoring quiz is similar to assessment, but you can do a lot more with a scoring quiz. Now in an assessment, you can test someone's knowledge in a specific topic, and the final outcome is based on total number of correct answers. In a scoring quiz, you can test the knowledge in a specific topic, but the final outcome is based on total number of points. It's not based on total number of correct answers, but how many points they got based on the points assigned to the selected answers. Now you have the option of saying they only get points for correct answers in a scoring quiz. So you can say these are the correct answers for these questions, and this is how many points they're going to get based on how many correct answers they get. So the final outcome is based on total number of points. So it could be you got 80 out of 100 or you got 80%. A scoring quiz in SQB is very powerful with so many different options and so many different features. So I just want to quickly talk about different things you can do with a scoring quiz in SQB. Now a scoring quiz will allow you to assign points to each answer choice, and when someone completes the quiz, their score is tallied by adding up all of the points they got based on the selected answers. Now you can do correct and incorrect answers, and you can also say, I just want to use the scoring quiz to find the total number of points, and there are no correct or incorrect answers. I just want to use it to calculate the total number of points they get based on the selected answers. You can do that too. So if you want to use it for correct and incorrect answers, you can check the box next to the correct answer and you can assign points to it. And at the end, you can let them know these were the questions you answered correctly, these were the questions you didn't answer correctly, and this is your score. You don't have to mark any of the answers as correct, but you can place users in a specific group similar to a personality quiz, but in a personality quiz, it's based on outcome mapping. A scoring quiz is different because there is no outcome mapping. It's based on the points they get, right? And so based on the answers they pick and the points they get for those answers. And you can place them in the right bucket, in the right group based on the total points, and you can configure different outcome screens and say if they get anywhere from say 0 to 5, show them this. If they get 5 to 10, show them this. So you can create different outcomes based on the scoring range. You can do this for both correct and incorrect answers. You can also do this even if you don't have any correct and incorrect answers. And you can go one level deeper when it comes to a scoring quiz where you can say these are the different categories. For example, you can say I have 3 categories, math, English, and science. And I want to assign this question or these questions to the math category. I want to assign these questions to science and these to English. And at the end, you can say you scored X out of Y in math and you scored X out of Y in science. So you can let them know what their category level scores were, and you can also let them know what was their overall score. There are so many options when it comes to category calculation. Let me give you an example of this. Now here is a demo of a quiz where I'm using category-based calculations. I'm going to take this quiz and show you what happens here. So I have created different categories. I think there are 6 categories. I'm going to just pick some random answers here. I'm going to opt in. All right, you can see these are the different categories. There are 6 different categories. And here it says your score is 6 out of 12. So what you can do is you can break down their category level score on the final outcome screen. You can show them their total score. You can also show them their category level score. And what you can also do is you can say if they score anywhere from say 0 to 5 in a specific category. So for example, extroversion category, right? So if they score anywhere from 0 to 6 in this category, show them this message. If they score 6 to 12, show them a different message. So you can break things down on a more granular level based on category score. So you can not only show them different messages based on overall score and different scoring range, but within a category, you can say if they get a score between this range, show them this message. So here I'm seeing this message because I have said if they get anywhere from 6 to 12 in this category, then show them this message. So that's why it's showing them this message. So SQB will figure out what message to show them. And we have documentation on this. You can watch this video to see how to set this up, all right? So that's a scoring quiz. So there are so many different options in a scoring quiz. All you have to do is create a quiz and designate it as a scoring quiz and configure different options in the display settings to let SQB know if the quiz will have correct answers or not in the scoring quiz. So you can do that here in the display settings. You can see here it says category level calculations. If you're going to have categories, enable it. And if not, you can disable it. Outcome display. Do you want to display outcome based on overall score or you want to display outcome based on category score? And the other thing you can do is correct answer display. If you have correct answers in your scoring quiz, select yes. If not, select no. That's it. If you select yes, then what will happen is when you go to the question screen and you add your questions, you can enter correct and incorrect answers. For example, here I'm going to add a question and you can see here, you can check the box to say this is a correct answer and you can assign points to correct answer. You can enter your correct and incorrect answer message here and you can assign your questions to different categories right here in the question screen. I just have one outcome screen here in the demo that I showed you and you can see here I'm using different messages based on the category score and you can do that here. In the category rules, you can set up different rules and you can say if they get extroversion, then show them this message as long as the scoring range within this category is from 0 to 30, right? So you can create several rules here. There's no limit. You can create another rule for the same category and say if they get 30 to 60, then show them a different message. So based on what they actually get, SQB will show them the right message. And whatever rules you add here, it'll show up in the drop-down, right, as shortcode. You can add it to your outcome screen and it will automatically show them the right message. You can see if they get range 0 to 30, they will see one message. So this is how this works, a really powerful feature. Again, it's only if you are doing some advanced calculations using categories. Otherwise, you can just set up a regular scoring quiz. Another thing I want to quickly mention is in the settings page, under quiz settings, you will see there are some advanced options for your quiz. If you want to enable personalization, you can do that here. Select the quiz, enable personalization. It will show up as the first question in your quiz. Analyzing screen. If you want to display a screen before the outcome is displayed where you say preparing report with whatever message you want, you can update it. It's going to show up there. It's a quiz level setting. Background color. There are so many different color options here. Tag background, category background. So all of this is displayed on the outcome screen. Tag level breakdown and category level breakdown. And so you can adjust the background color of that section that shows up on the outcome screen. And what I mean by this is this is the section I'm talking about. This background color is the category background, right? It contains the category description. So this background color can be customized in the backend. The width of this section can be customized in the backend. So there all these options are here for tags, for answer recommendation, for question ads, personalization, analyzing screen, progress bar. All of these colors can be customized here in quiz settings. Now let's talk about surveys. You can use a survey to gather feedback. SQB has a really powerful survey feature. However, you can use a personality quiz even if you want to do surveys. And in my case, in fact, I use personality quizzes for my surveys because a personality quiz will allow you to do everything that you can do with a survey, but you can do more because you can do outcome mapping. In a survey, typically the way it works is you have the start screen where you can let them know, click here to start the survey. Again, it's optional. And then when they click on it, you send them to the question screen where you can show them all of the questions you have in your survey, right? One question per page, or you can have all of the questions on the same page. And then at the end, when they complete answering all the questions, then you can send them to the opt-in screen. It's optional. And if it's just a survey, you don't want them to opt in, you can turn it off. And after they opt in, if you have an opt-in, if they opt in, then you can send them to the thank you page. That's it, right? There is a single thank you screen in a survey, and you can send them all to that same thank you page to thank them for having taken your survey. That's how a survey works. In a personality quiz, it's very similar, where you have your start screen, you have series of questions, you have the opt-in, and then the outcome, then the thank you page. Your outcome in this case, if you want to use it as a survey, you can have your thank you message on your outcome screen. And the advantage of using a personality quiz for your surveys is that you can have multiple outcomes. So even if it's a survey, based on the answers, if you want to send them to a specific outcome and thank them, but also let them know that based on your feedback, looks like this is what you want, and here's how we can help you. So you can create a smart survey using branching logic where you show them questions based on the answers they pick. And you can also send them to the right outcome screen based on answers. You can do this using a personality quiz. So the main difference is that in a personality quiz, you can have multiple thank you pages or multiple outcome screens. In a survey, there's just going to be one thank you page. So if it's a simple survey where you just want to get feedback and send them to the thank you page, use survey. So now let's talk about calculators. So here you can see, you can select the type as calculator when you create your quiz. And there are, again, so many different options when you use calculator type of quiz in SQB. You can do all kinds of complex numerical calculations using SQB's user-friendly, intuitive calculator. So let me quickly show you what you can do with the calculator type of quiz. So in display settings, same old stuff, so you can just select all the default options and test it out. In the start screen, it's up to you, it's optional. If you want to have a start screen, something like this, you can do that. Question screen, you can add as many questions as you want. And these you can use in your formulas. And I'm going to show you how you can create your formulas in SQB and how you can use it in calculations. All right, so here I just have 2 questions. Enter number of course sales per month. And it's a slider type of question. And question 2, I have enter your course price, slider type of question. You can click to customize the slider options. And here you can see prefix, it's a dollar, and suffix, you can add min value, max value of the slider, step value, and all that. All right, colors, everything you can customize here. All these different types of questions you can use. You can add single choice, multiple choice, slider, and yes/no type of questions and use those in your formulas. You can add other types of questions, but it will not be used in calculations. For your calculations, you can use a single choice, multiple choice, numerical value, and slider, and yes/no type of question. And so lead generation, if you want to get users to opt in, you can add this here. Otherwise, you can turn this off in display settings. Now formula, here you can see that we have 2 questions here. These are the 2 questions, and both of these are slider type of questions, and both of these you can use for your calculation. So it's showing up here, and here I have 4 different formulas that I have added. You can add a new one, click on add new formula to add a new one. Let me edit what I have added and show you what I have done. So formula 1 is just question 1 times question 2. And all of these you can use in your calculation. All of these operators you can use in your calculations. Question 1 times question 2, for example, plus question 3. You can do things like this, all right? So you can create as many formulas as you want. You can see here, formula number 4 is question 1 times question 2 times 36. So you can use any of this for your calculations. And in the outcome screen, you're going to find all of the formulas that you have added. So I just have 1 outcome, but you can add as many outcomes as you want. And each one you can have different formulas. And you can use the formula to outcome mapping to redirect users to the right formula based on the calculations. So you can create multiple outcomes if you want, or you can use the same outcome screen. So there's just 1 outcome, everyone will be redirected here. And you can have the formula, all of these formulas right here like this. So in the front end, this will be replaced by the actual calculated value or based on the answers they enter. So this is how you can do it. And here there are advanced rules. If you enable advanced rules, you can say if the question is this and the selected answer is this, then show them this outcome. You can do that using the advanced rules and formula to outcome mapping. You can map formulas to outcomes. So here you can say if formula 1 and if the formula evaluates 2 at this number or this range, always send them to this outcome. So you can create multiple outcome screens and based on the calculated value, is going to send them to the right outcome screen where you can have a different message. On each outcome screen, you can have different messages. So there are so many different options and so many different ways you can calculate even complex stuff, right, for your business. So now let's talk about polls. Now polls are another type of quiz that you can use to increase engagement, conversions, and just by the name, it's clear what it does. And you can use SQB to create interactive polls that look great. And there are so many different options with a poll, just like with all other quizzes in SQB. Is fully customizable. You're probably not going to find this many options with any other quiz platform. You can set the poll start date, end date. You can prevent repeat voting. You can allow users to change their vote. You can display charts. You can view submissions. You can allow users to see results and total number of votes. You can use image answers. You can get users to opt in as well. So even if it's a poll, you can get them to opt in to see the result. You can create beautiful polls using SQB's customizable templates. And we have documentation on exactly how to set it up, how it works. You click on the eye icon here under poll, you will find all the details. You can watch the video for details. You can view demos here. So now let's take a look at how you can do simple forms using SQB. You can do a simple form without questions, without a quiz, and you can replace your current form builder using Smart Quiz Builder's form feature. So let me show you how this works. So you can click on this icon here to learn more about it, how this works and how you can set it up, and also documentation where you can see step by step how to set it up. If you select the type as form in the display settings, you will notice that by default it's set to pop-up. So what will happen is when you complete the creation of the quiz and you publish the shortcode on a WordPress page, it will just be a button. And the button that you see will look something like this. Click here to get access. You can change the text to say whatever you want. And when users click on this, they will see a form in a pop-up. This is going to show up in a pop-up. They can opt in, and when they opt in, you can send them to the thank you page. So that's it. All right. This is just a standard form, and you no longer have to use a form builder to create a form like this. You can also add custom fields. And also in the lead generation where you have the form, you can add all kinds of custom fields. You can add custom fields and you can enable it, and it's going to show up on your form. You can collect all kinds of information from your users. And also this image, if you do not want to display this image, you can turn this off. If you just want a form, no image in the pop-up, you can turn this off. And the other option we have here in the display settings, you can connect it to your email platform. And this is true with all of our quizzes. You can connect it to your email platform. So when someone opts in, they will be added to the right list with the right tag in your email platform. You can assign them tag right here on the thank you page. You can say set tags. You can assign a specific tag. So when they opt in, you can add them to your list with the right tag, right? And the list that they get added to depends on the display settings. Here you can connect it to your email platform. And you can select any one of these templates. There are so many different options. And if you want this to not be a pop-up, if you want to directly display the form, which is this one, the lead generation form, directly on a page by itself, you can say in page, all right? And you can also turn off the start screen. So when you publish the form code on a page, they're just going to see this, all right? You can fully customize it. They will see this. And when they will see this directly on your opt-in page, when they opt in, they will be sent to the thank you page. You can replace your form builder using this simple form feature that we have in SQB. I hope this was helpful. So if you are confused about when to use what type of quiz, you will find detailed information. Just click on this icon here and it will show you exactly what that type of quiz does and can do for you. And then you can decide, based on what you're looking to do, which type of quiz you can use, all right? All right, so that's it for now. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, do let us know. And subscribe to my YouTube channel and look for any one of these quizzes for more details. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back soon with more. Bye for now.